Hi, I'm Star Hansen, professional organizer and clutter whisperer, and today I want to talk to you about getting rid of the clutter stress. So if you have ever walked into a room and felt completely overwhelmed, this is the video that's going to help you. Have you ever noticed that when you walk into certain rooms, you feel just completely overwhelmed? That it just takes you from having the best day in the world to feeling like you want to run screaming in the other direction? Yeah, that is clutter stress. It happens all the time to people constantly. You are not alone. Now, the challenge with this is that that stress affects every area of our lives. Now, imagine this. The world is stressful enough, right? So we need to have a strong, sacred sanctuary for us to come and retreat from the stress of the outside world. Now, if your sanctuary feels stressful, that is not helping you, that's hurting you, right? UCLA did a study a few years ago that showed that when people had more objects, they had also an increase in cortisol, the stress hormone, which means that the more stuff you're surrounded with, the more stress you have inside of your body. And so what we want to do is we want to shift that. We want to eliminate the clutter, yes, and eliminate the clutter stress. So we do that actually at the same time. It's not a one or the other. I mean, imagine if I said to you, oh, no problem. You can totally eliminate the stress. Just organize your whole house. No problem. Who wants that? Like, you need change right now. You need some relief right now. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to share with you the 3 things that you can do to eliminate clutter stress right now. So the first thing is that you want to get present. Now, what do I mean by that? I mean, get in your body. It is so normal for us to be running around outside of ourselves, like really feeling stressed, and then we kind of check out, and then we want to medicate, we want to watch TV, or have some wine, or have some sex, or like just do anything really, but be here in the present moment. And in this present moment, there is no fear. Have you ever heard that before? In the present moment, there is no fear, right? So let's get here. So the first thing you're going to do is use your breath to come home. Now, we can live for extended periods of time without food and some time without water, but we can't live for moments without breath. So let's bring it home. So what you want to do is you want to do a very simple breathing exercise. I call it the 5. The 5 in, hold for 5, and out for 5. Very simple. You can do this anywhere, around other people, on your own, in times of crisis. Like, use this all the time. I do. So what you're going to do is you're going to take a breath in for 5 seconds. You're going to hold for 5 seconds. And you're going to exhale for 5 seconds. And you're going to do that at least 3 times until you feel your body calm down. So let's do it now. So in for 5 seconds, hold for 5 seconds, and out for 5 seconds. And do it 2 more times and I'll do it with you. That feels so good. Once I start, I don't want to stop. If you notice, when you first started, generally speaking, it's hard to get that 5 seconds in, right? It's really hard because the anxiety is like stopping you from being able to fully take a nice deep breath, right? But the more you do it, the deeper your breaths can become and the more calm your body feels. When you're breathing like that, it slows your body down, it stops the fight or flight, it puts you in a place where you are better able to be present in this moment. Now, the other thing that you can do is you can do a little somatic experiencing. You can actually bring yourself in by using your senses, right? So what you want to do is just remember your 5 senses, right? So touch, right? So touch something around you. Touch the chair you're sitting on or some fabric on your, or even just the tips of your fingers. Just be aware of how things feel, the fabric and the texture of things, right? Just notice. That's all you have to do is notice. Then you want to listen. What do you hear? Do you hear birds? Do you hear the computer running? Do you hear my voice, right? So pay attention to what you're hearing. Then I want you to look around, right? Look around and see if you can pick out 3 colors that you see around you. Just notice 3 colors. If you need more, choose 5 colors. Then I want you to see if you can taste something. Do you taste something? And then I want you to see if you can smell something. So once you've done those things, you should feel much more grounded and solid in your body and in this present moment, and more able to tackle whatever is actually in front of you in this moment. So the second thing that you want to do in order to eliminate the clutter stress is you want to reclaim a space in your home. Now, what I mean by that is, I don't mean organize a space in your home. I mean reclaim a space in your home right now. No major effort, just reclaim it. So what do I mean by this? So most people who are dealing with a lot of stress in their clutter feel like the entire house has been overrun with clutter. Now, the problem with that is that if you want to experience any kind of peace in your home, it requires a lot of work. Now, I don't want you to do a lot of work. I want you to have relief right now. So I want you to think to yourself, what is an area that I would love being able to use right now? What is an area in my home that I would love using right in this current moment? Right? So think about it. If you love reading in the morning and listening to the birds, you might create a little reading nook right by one of your favorite windows or outside on your patio, whatever it is. So you want to go and instead of creating a whole project of organizing that space, I don't care, clear that stuff, move it somewhere else, set up the chairs, set up the books, set up whatever you need. Make it look and feel beautiful to you. Now, this seems a little counterintuitive, right? Because I'm asking you to kind of shuffle it to somewhere else. But what you need is a safe harbor. You need somewhere safe in your home that you feel like you can go to and be taken care of and be nourished. And from that space, then you can finally start to declutter and clear the space because you have a safe haven. You need to have a safe haven before you can really create a big lasting change. Right? So create a safe haven, whatever that looks like to you. It just needs to feel right to you. And then third and finally, now we start organizing. So the third thing that you want to do to eliminate the clutter stress is for you to start organizing. Now what you do though, you start organizing the easiest thing first. You don't organize anything, and you certainly don't organize the hardest thing. You organize the easiest thing. You look around and you think, what room is the easiest for me to organize? And then what space within that room is the easiest space for me to organize? What is the easiest zone? Now, I have never seen in my 16 years of organizing anyone have real lasting change by going and tackling the hardest, most painful thing first. Every time I see people do that, I see them feel like they've just failed. I mean, how many times have you started a big organizing project and felt like it didn't pan out the way you wanted it to? Yeah, the problem with that is that when you go after the big, heavy, intense thing and you don't get a win out of it, right, it leaves you feeling defeated and beat down. And what we need to do is get you feeling those wins, getting you to feel like you are actually succeeding and making good strides in this progress, right? This is really, really important, right? Huge lasting changes don't come from huge dramatic movements. No, huge lasting changes come from small micro movements that make you feel that empowerment and that winning energy. That's what you want. So I want you to go and find the space that you know that you can tackle and feel great about, that feels easy, that feels flowing, that is calling to you in a positive way, right? So that's what you want to do is you want to go and start tackling one small space at a time based on what is easiest for you. And I promise you, if you do that, your whole life will get organized. But we don't run a marathon all at once. We do it one step at a time. And that's what we're doing here. So those are the three things that you can do right now to stop the organizing, the stress, the overwhelm, and the anxiety that you feel around your clutter, right? This is how we stop the clutter stress. And if you do feel like you have a little bit of extra residual stress around your clutter, maybe about the deeper meaning behind the clutter, which is something I talk a lot about, you can go to my website, there's a link below, and download my Listen to the Monster in Your Closet Clutter Clearing Guide. And this will ask you the questions that will help you to understand more of what your clutter is doing for you so you can set it free. So if you want that, the link is below. It's starhansen.com/monster. But download it if you feel like you need a little bit of extra support. And if not, just take these 3 simple steps that I've given you, apply them to your life right now, and enjoy the wonderful shifts that are available to you right now. Thanks so much for watching.